thank you for joining us on the call. We just get your thoughts on the win against Temple, maybe a few words about Dark Forest's performance, and what you expect to see as you close out the regular season, Friday, against Memphis.
Well, it was a hard-fought battle. Nothing was really pretty, and it started with the weather. It's just, kind of how we've been a little bit the last few weeks. We keep having these night games that we keep getting thrown into, so you sit around all day, and unfortunately we saw some decent weather during the day, and then as it got a little bit later at night, we got the, a little bit more of the ugly weather and some, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, and that had some effect on, the game on both sides of the football. But nonetheless, we've got a group of guys that just find a way that they can endure a lot of different things, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And really, they kind of just outlasted it. And sometimes the ball's got to work and bounce your way. And we got a big blocked extra point, which not just gave us 2 points and then -1. It also changed a little bit of the momentum and how you had to play down the stretch. So it was a really, really tough, hard-fought battle for us against a team that we hadn't beaten the last 4 years. So, we're excited about that. Derek Forrest obviously played a really good football game. I think he was a target of theirs from the first snap of the game. They tried to find a way to get him matched up on their receivers, and you know what? He answered the bell and answered the call and really played well, and obviously finished the game off with a big interception for us.
I'll take questions for Coach Luke Fickell, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And first we'll hear from Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
How are we doing, Dan?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Just, obviously this game, this is how sports works, how college football works sometimes, where, your last game of the regular season ends up being a primetime style, a matchup, which could be a matchup in the AAC championship. Just what you can say about finishing off the regular season with Memphis.
Well, obviously they're as good a football team as I think that I've seen. Obviously we've played a really good football team and maybe one of the best in the country in week 2. And, I'm not saying that they're, Ohio State, but it's a really, really good football team. Not just talent-wise, but obviously the way they've been playing. So it's quite unique that I've never played them. It's this is the third year in the league, and this is the first time I've had an opportunity to play them. I've never played in Memphis in the Liberty Bowl, so this will be a unique opportunity for us. I think for us in particular, though, it's got to be about competing, and regardless of what is guaranteed to us the next week, we've got to really make sure we hone in on a short week. And understand that, every game, no matter what, when you go out there, it's about competing, and that's the only way you get better.
And then as far as for you with this team, the only loss that you've had this season was to Ohio State, who, obviously it looks like they're going to be playing in the college football playoff. Just the resolve of the team, what this team learned maybe from that game, what you've seen from this team to know that the only loss is obviously to a team that's in the top 2 in the nation.
Yeah, it was one that stung, and I don't know, obviously, that anybody really, probably knew where that team was that we played them when we played them, obviously talented-wise, but it humbled us, and it kind of set us back a little bit, and just I think the energy in our program, but it also made us realize what we needed to do to move forward. We had a game right after that was a rivalry game, then we went into a bye week. So it was a stretch right there that, we kind of had to search, and we kind of had to tie ourselves and come together a little bit and find a way to make sure we move past it, not just because it was a loss, maybe even the way the loss happened and how we physically got, manhandled a little bit. But I think that even, that whole summer of understanding, not what we talked about that game a lot, but, being the proximity to the things that we wanted to be able to do and, take the next step as a program, it cost us a lot at the time, and I think in the next few weeks, but it's also allowed us to grow a lot.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Next, we'll hear from Ronnie Woodward with Greenville Daily Reflector. Please go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I've heard on national radio and obviously kind of narrative out there about margin of victory and some of that type of stuff. In your case, with your team and the close wins, is the easiest defense against that maybe just pointing to your overall record and obviously undefeated conference record and wins are wins. Is that the easiest way to maybe respond to that narrative?
Yeah, I haven't, I don't get out a whole lot. I don't listen a whole lot, but I'm sure that's some of the talk, and, it is what it is. Is this the way we draw it up? Is this the way we design it? Is this the exact way we wanted to be able to play? No. But right now that happens to be the way the thing is going. And whatever that takes, I think that you still grow from all those things. Does that mean, you don't need to get better and you don't need to be able to adjust and adapt a little bit? No, there's not, I think all those things are about growing through a season. But, when you really come down to it, the only way to really grow is to go through some adversity. And, when you can do that, have that adversity without a loss, I think that you can learn a lot more from it.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Coach, we thank you as always for your time, not only today but all season long. We'll do it once more next week.